Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to be doing my everyday carry video. I only have one item that I carry every day, no matter what. And here it is. That's right, my Burt's Bees Honey Lip Balm. This is pretty much my only everyday carry item. So I guess that's the end of this video. See you later. Okay, if you're still there, obviously you want a little bit more information than just what chapstick I carry with me every day. And the one thing I don't like about your everyday carry videos is, for me, it doesn't apply. I just don't have an everyday carry. What you see here, there's actually more stuff over here. There we go, get it all in one shot, is what I would consider my average day carry. And what I mean by that is there are things that I carry more on average than I do anything else, but I don't necessarily carry just one thing every single day. I'm going to start with non-body stuff, and I'm going to work my way up to what I carry on my body and why I specifically carry it on my body. Of course, everyone needs a cell phone. You know, good thing to have. This will either go in my purse, the diaper bag, or, you know, my back pocket, whatever. Pepper spray. I have the Kimber Life Act pepper spray. And this I usually, again, carry in my purse or in the diaper bag. I don't necessarily carry this on body because, let's face it, I have a 24-inch waist. Those of us with little tiny waists, we don't have a lot of real estate to put all this stuff on our bodies. And so I put guns and knives on my body, and everything else pretty much goes where it can go. And I'll explain why that is in a little bit. Flashlight. A good flashlight is a good thing to have. Again, this will either go in the purse or the diaper bag. It might go in my pocket if it's evening and I want a light for, you know, if I think I might need more of a light. But if it's daytime, it's just going to go in the purse or in the diaper bag. I almost always wear a belt. This didn't necessarily used to be true, but it is now. And I will either use this Boston leather belt. This I got at the officer's store. You can see it's kind of worn off because I wear it so much. But the officerstore.com, and just a very nice leather belt, pretty thick, but still soft and pliable. And I only have one magazine carrier here because magazine carriers are magazine carriers, and these obviously have my Glock. I just grabbed these from my IDPA shoot, but I unloaded them. There's no ammo in this one. And no ammo in this one. Sometimes I'll carry with a double mag pouch, sometimes I'll just carry with a single mag pouch, but either way, I don't want to say I always have a spare magazine on me, because that would be a lie. If I just am running out the door and doing something really fast and just have time to just grab my gun and go, I will not grab a spare mag or spare ammo, but if I have time and I really think about it, I will almost always put a spare magazine or spare ammo on, whether it's one or two, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to demonstrate with the one because spare ammo is spare ammo. So those always go on body. And I told you before that I only carry on body knives and guns pretty much. And the reason for this is because, like I said, my real estate around my waist is very limited. I don't have a lot of space to carry on body my pepper spray and my, you know, and my flashlight and everything else. And the reason I only carry my guns and knives is those are the things I don't want anyone else to get a hold of. I don't want bad guys to get a hold of them. I don't want my kids to get a hold of them. I don't want other people to see them. So I want to keep as best control of those as I can. So guns and knives, things that cut and hurt, go on my body, and I want to keep control of them. There are also things that I may need to get to faster. My Smith & Wesson 360 PD, unloaded, of course. It's got a bobbed hammer. So this is something that I carry just for pretty much, I'm in the middle of cooking something, I forgot eggs, I need to run across the street to the grocery store, I grab my Smith & Wesson and I go. And it's almost always already in this holster here, because that's how I store it, and I store it in a secure location, and that's very accessible. So I will just grab the whole setup, I will slip it on, and I will run out the door. This is the firearm that I also used almost consistently while I was pregnant. It also is pretty good just to stick in a pocket and go. Of course, everyone has seen my Glock 19. I have been able to successfully carry this in either my OWB holster here, and I'm a big OWB person, I'll show you that in a minute, or an IWB holster for just, you know, deeper concealment, and I will show you that in a minute as well. This, of course, is my Wilson Combat Professional 1911, and I will carry this when I want to. And if any other gun, like for instance, while my Glock 19 was having issues, I didn't quite trust it yet to be a carry gun, this gun has proven itself to be very, very reliable. If I have any doubts about any of my other guns, this is my go-to gun. If I feel like, if I have doubts about accuracy, I will go to this gun, because this gun is so accurate and I know that I can shoot it extremely, extremely well. If I have doubts about reliability, I will go to this gun, because this is the most reliable gun I have ever owned. If I have doubts about how it will carry, if I can conceal it, I will go to this gun, because I know that I can conceal it and I can carry it very, very well. This is basically just my, if all else fails, grab your Wilson Combat gun. So that, and then I will carry that either IWB, this is TT gun leather, and or OWB in my UBG regulator. So now on to knives. These are my two go-to knives. This is my Ti-Lite, my cold steel Ti-Lite, or the K-Bar TDI law enforcement knife, which you can see here. One thing I forgot to do before we get this started is to show that all firearms are indeed unloaded, no magazine, no cartridges, nothing here, not that one, and here's the Glock, no magazine, and I already showed you that the magazines were unloaded, and I already showed you the Smith & Wesson, so these are also going to be unloaded. Now let's go to, let's say I'm going to a place that does not allow guns, but I can carry a knife. My go-to knife is this knife here, and I will show you why. This knife I can access from both right and left hand. This knife here, my Ti-Lite, though a great knife that I will often carry, it is only very good for right-handed people, really, because you just put it in and you can pull it out, and I didn't pull it out fast enough and the blade didn't deploy, but you just put it in your pocket, and then as you bring it out you can deploy the blade. You really can't do it. The clip here cannot be switched to the left hand, so it's hard to really clip it in your pocket. I mean, I suppose you could go backwards and have kind of along the forearm kind of a hold on it, but it's not as easy as deploying it with your right hand. So it's kind of only a right-handed knife, but I will still carry it, you know, from time to time, so that will go here. But my K-Bar is right or left-handed, and that always goes here, and I will show you. I always put that right here. I used to put it behind my hip, but I could only really get to it with my left hand, and so I've changed it to appendix here, and then just put my shirt over top of it, and you can see it pretty much just disappears, and it even disappears even more once I actually put my belt on, but I can get to it with my right hand, and I can get to it with my left hand. So I can use it with my left hand if I need to, or I can use it with my right hand if I need to. So that will go here. And that's pretty much how that goes. so I have my knife on. I actually still have this knife on too. So I've got two knives on, and let's say I just want to run to the store real quick and I forgot butter or I forgot milk or whatever. So I've got my Smith & Wesson. I can just grab that. I can either real quick just stick it IWB and run out the door. Or if I really want to, this sweater isn't that great for it, but let's say I'm just putting on a quick sweater and I am going to go to the store because it's cold. I can actually just take the whole gun, stick it in my pocket, and have my hand in my pocket and go to the store and very quickly pick up whatever I need. These pockets aren't all that great either because you can kind of see the grips hanging out. Pocket holsters are really great for that because it breaks up the profile of the firearm, but with a good IWB holster, I can just throw that in and go. Okay, so now let's say that I'm getting, just more dressed up for a regular day and I'm going to be wearing a belt. Well, if I'm going to be wearing a belt, I might as well go ahead and put on a magazine pouch because it's not going to make really that much of a difference whether I might as well have more ammo than not have enough. So I will go ahead and put on a magazine pouch. And like I said, this could be either a single magazine pouch, it could be a double magazine pouch like I'm wearing, it could be for my Glock, it could be for my 1911, it doesn't really matter just as long as I have spare ammo with me. Now moving on to, let's go ahead and say the Glock. Okay, I said this is empty. I will go ahead and just grab the whole setup, my OWB, and this is why I really love your quick on and off holsters that have these snaps that you can just snap them on and run out the door. Not a lot of fuss, not threading through the belts, and you're good to go. So just a long sweater and I'm ready to go. Not a whole big thing. So as you see, I've still got my K-bar on. I still have my double magazine pouch, and I have my Glock. And you can see how concealable it was just to have it even OWB in a nice sweater. And the same can be said of my Wilson. Now this firearm is a little bit heavier than the Glock. Actually, it's a lot heavier than the Glock. But we'll go ahead and put this one on anyway. And I can just put my sweater back on. And pull this over top of my K-bar. And I'm ready to go. You might see my magazine hanging out. And that's pretty much it. Yes, this is with a cover garment, and I'm going to show you what it would normally look like without a cover garment and just a standard t-shirt in just a second. Alright, and yes, you can see I'm wearing my Armory Channel shirt. I actually found it. I got this shirt about probably, oh my goodness, a couple months ago, and within like 15 minutes of wearing it, my kid got spaghetti on it, and I had to wash it, and I haven't found it since that time. And I guess that's what happens when you have OD green as a standard color in your household. Things just kind of blend in with everything else, and but I found it, and I'm wearing it. So yeah, this is actually one of the only shirts that is a little bit more form-fitting to me that I can still conceal things with. You can see a little bit of my holster here because I'm actually still carrying OWB. I'm actually not carrying IWB yet. I'm still carrying my 1911 Like I said, you can still see a little bit of the holster, but as far as the actual gun, you really can't see it. And if I were to wear a little bit of a looser shirt, you'd see it, you wouldn't see it at all. You can't even really see my double mag pouch. Still have my double mag pouch, still have the knife, still have my other knife. So, and that's all OWB. But I do have options for IWB, which I will show you. This is my TT gun leather holster. And again, if I just need to get up and go, and this one I might actually have to loosen my belt, but it's important to note that I don't buy my pants a bigger size. I really have not seen the need, and every time I have done that, every time I bought pants that were a bigger size, I have much harder time carrying OWB because my pants are so loose and floppy, and that, I just hate that. It looks sloppy, it doesn't feel right. So I prefer to buy my pants the correct size to me. And some people feel the need to size their pants up, and if that works for them, that's fine, but it just doesn't work for me very well. For IWB, I usually will go ahead and take off my magazine pouch just to save space on my waistband, on my belt. But if I have a good IWB magazine holder, I might go ahead and put it back, or I might just carry my spare magazines in my purse or in the diaper bag or something like that. But this is my Wilson Combat carried IWB, and you can see that that pretty much disappears there, and not much else you can say about that, I guess. And lastly is my IWB carry of my Glock, which this is the only IWB holster I have for it at this moment, which is my Crossbreed Super Tuck. And here's something to note. When I was talking about real estate on my belt line, you can see how this kind of a holster, I mean, it's great for how it distributes the weight because it has such far apart clips, but one clip is here, and then it goes all the way around, and the other clip here is right on that belt, that back belt loop. I really can't slip it over any further, or I'd have to go on the other side of that belt loop, which makes things even more, because then this clip here would be pretty much right on top of this belt loop. So being so small, this is pretty much the only place that I can carry this with this particular holster, which it turns out to be just fine as far as concealability is concerned, but you can see just how someone so small as myself really doesn't have a lot of real estate to just kind of shift things around. So we just got to kind of take what God gave us and run with it. So this is my IWB carry of my Glock. So now you can see how I really don't have an everyday carry system. It's more of an average day carry system. Carrying the exact same thing every day just doesn't work for me, or maybe I'm just not that disciplined. Either way, I'm not really stuck to one system every day. And there's also, different holsters that I'm reviewing, so I'll carry a different holster for a while, or I just got a new gun or a new carry system, or I'm just trying something else, or I got to run to the store. I mean, there's a million different things that happen with me at every given different day, which means a totally different carry system. So those are my average carry, like 6 out of 7 days a week. I'd probably say that I carry that way versus any other means. And of course I'll do another video about other ways to carry, like shoulder holster, ankle holster, all that kind of stuff. But for now, this is my preferred method. This is my go-to method, what I'm most comfortable with, and that's how I carry.